Oh, man. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Well, man, after what was a very dramatic, to say the least, unexpected, and very annoying weekend, I am back. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of July, 2020. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. And I certainly welcome you all back to the streams, which hopefully, starting today, will be back to some normality, some regular scheduled stuff. We are way behind with the stuff that I had been planning on covering for obvious reasons. You know, this past weekend we had not only false DMCA stuff against this Twitch channel, but also we had DDoS attacks. We had every possible piece of nonsense. I don't want to sit here and dwell on that crap. I really don't. The way I see it is, as with everything, every hurdle that I face and every piece of adversity that comes my way, we tackled it head on. Was it annoying? Absolutely. Right? But I'm still here. I am still ready to push forward positively with all of you and have a good time with games, which is all I ever asked for, all I ever wanted to do. And I'm ready. I'm ready for the fun, and I hope that you guys are too. Okay? So, just a very brief summary, you know, and kind of a epilogue to the whole saga here. As for false DMCAs, obviously there's nothing I can do to stop someone from trying to get me in trouble for false stuff. The whole DMCA fiasco over this last weekend was proven without a shadow of a doubt to be 100% false and fabricated by a malicious party. And everyone is in the clear, including myself, my moderator who made me these sub badges for the channel, and everything was exonerated 100% per Twitch's DMCA department. As of Monday, the copyright, the strikes against my channel should be lifted due to the counter notices that I issued proving that everything was falsified, and the content in question, which is the sub badges for those who subscribe to my channel, should be restored within 10 business days of Monday. So you figure 10 business days is a long time. It's 2 weeks basically. So I apologize for those who are subscribers that right now you don't have sub badges. Right now you have the generic stars or whatever they are. Obviously nothing you can do about that. I think it's a legal thing where once you issue a counter notice against a DMCA takedown request, the person has like 10 business days to actually file a lawsuit in a court of law and then have that content taken down. You know what I mean? So obviously that's not going to happen. No one is going to be filing frivolous lawsuits and exposing their real life information. Whoever was doing this wants to remain anonymous. So it is what it is. We have to wait for those sub badges to come back, but I have been exonerated from any wrongdoing because there was never any wrongdoing to begin with. It was all bullshit. Okay? So that's taken care of. We have to wait a bit for the sub badges to come back, but it is what it is. They will come back eventually. Apologies that we're all stuck with these stars for a short period of time until the sub badges come back. Okay? Now, of course, people have been talking about this all weekend and all week. Like, what happens if this happens again? Well, who knows? Because I think the reason that this case got through, as I've said to you guys many times, I feel that I probably get false DMCA claims against me all the time. You would think that, right? But I think what it is in this case, this person created a convincing case. They actually fabricated a false blog page and all this crap to try to corroborate their horse shit. All right? So I think the Twitch DMCA department got fooled a bit by this. Okay? So it is what it is. At least it got cleared up. I'm able to stream, and I'm back to, basically back to the start. No issues with the channel at all. So that's a good thing. Now, I certainly don't want to jinx it, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm very upset that this whole system on Twitch is as bad as it is, and that this happened to me, because obviously I did nothing wrong at all, and my channel was repeatedly shut down over the weekend for things I didn't do wrong. In addition, the system is broken because they never sent me the information until Monday to tell me why the channel was being shut down so I could finally issue the counter notifications. Pretty ridiculous that it took that long for this to happen and work properly. Okay? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. So, that being said, I'm not feeling 100% safe that it'll never happen again. Just being honest. It's very possible that when you have a broken system like this, which is obvious it's broken, that it could happen again. Okay? But, at the very least, I've been on Twitch for 7 years. This is the first time it ever happened. I hope this isn't opening the floodgates to horse shit, but there's not much you can do about it. We've already talked over this past weekend about the possibility that if I need to go somewhere else, I don't want to. I love streaming on Twitch. I want to stay here. But if worse comes to worse, it's not that I don't have options. It's more like it's annoying to have to try to move my viewer base from Twitch to another venue. It obviously would have, a transitional pains and everything, and I don't want to do that. I don't. I want to stay here. So let's hope, at least in this case, things are going to get cleared up. Okay? I hope. I guess we'll see. But anyway, as for the false DMCAs, they should be fine, and I'm not too worried about it at this point. My attitude is move forward positively and keep putting out the fun content, and if other horseshit does happen, tackle it when it does, but for now, I think we're in the clear. As for the DDoSing, I have a new IP address, so should be good in that regard as well. In reality, the only reason I got DDoS is because I'm an idiot, and over the course of the weekend, I got so upset at the fact that my channel on Twitch was getting repeatedly shut down for the false DMCAs that I clicked on something I shouldn't have clicked on. That's 100% my fault. It's been 5 years since I was last DDoSed, and I was stupid enough to do something dumb like that, and that's 100% on me for being, getting too emotional and doing something stupid. Now, I got a new IP address, and I should be good to go, I hope. Again, I just want to say, if anything does happen, all right, if the stream does go down again today for some reason, because it's weird, I know I have a new IP address, I know I do, but I still get this, anxiety in the back of my head that at any moment, the stream can go down for a false DMCA or for another DDoS, somehow someone got my IP address again, I'm going to have that anxiety now because of this stupid shit, and there's nothing you can do about that. But if the stream goes down for any reason, all right, guys, know that it's going to come back up. Know that I'm not going anywhere. This is not the end of anything. No matter what happens, I'm going to get things cleared up, and we're going to continue on positively. Whether or not it's on the same venue, whether or not it's with the same IP address or modem, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going anywhere, all right? No one's going to beat me into submission. No one's going to throw me off the fucking internet. It's not going to happen. I've been through the ringer with all this crap, and I refuse to be thwarted by internet trolls, bad copyright systems, or anything else for that matter, all right? I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Let me put it this way. All they're doing is causing delays and annoyances. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to come back with fun stuff for you guys as soon as I can, and I'm not going to give up, all right? Just know that. My attitude is persevere. As you know, my moniker has always been the King of Hate, and it's not because I hate on things like some people like to spin it, because that's never been what it is. It's because when people throw hate my way, when they find ways to try to troll me, to do malicious things to myself, my family members, my business, both in my personal and professional life, when people tell me I'm not good enough to do something or make fun of me or whatever, I use all of that as motivation to continue to survive and to be successful. And as much as they would like to sit there and say that's not the case, truth of the matter is, I'm still here after 11 plus years, almost 12 now. No matter what they're throwing at me, I'm still here. Because I am never going to stop being determined to keep going. All right? So, I don't care about this crap. I really don't. It's just, to me, this is a very annoying weekend, but it's in the past, and I don't want to dwell on it. In fact, I'd like to just never really freaking talk about it again, unless, something else happens, and then we tackle the next thing, So, DMCAs, cleared up, should be fine in that regard, hopefully. DDoSing should be cleared up. Got new equipment, new IP address, everything's good. And I think that we're going to be in the clear. If not, I apologize in advance. If something goes wrong, don't worry. We'll figure it out together. We'll handle it positively, and we'll get the issue fixed, whatever it may be. Okay? Now, I'm sure people are going to be asking me about this all day. I guarantee you, people are going to be asking about it all day, so I will, again, apologize in advance. If we keep bringing it up today, it's probably because people keep asking questions about it. They're going to want to know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But I'm hoping that we can move past it and not have to worry too much about it. Okay? Good stuff? Okay, let's talk now. In regards to something new, first of all, we are going to talk about the game schedule and everything. But today, I got an email this morning from YouTube Copyright Department. And surprisingly enough, it's not a negative towards me. Guess what? Someone, shockingly here, has been impersonating me. Well, no crap. I got an official email from YouTube stating they feel that there's been a bunch of false copyright takedowns being issued in my name. And, you know, basically they put in a form letter response. And I responded to it saying, yeah, this is not me. So FYI, I don't know how many copyright claims or takedown notices you have in your pipeline under my name, but they're not real. So there you go. Someone's been apparently doing this, you know, behind the scenes for a long time. And not shocking, right? I think we knew this. People have been saying that this has been happening for months. YouTube finally contacted me about it directly, I guess. And, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I responded directly to them and said, yeah, this isn't me, so you should cancel any. I basically said cancel them all. I said any copyright claims you've got, you know, that are showing there, cancel them all because they're not legit. I didn't issue a single one of them. Now, who knows how many are in the pipeline, right? There could potentially be dozens, if not hundreds of these fucking things. Someone, you know, just putting in my name, my address, because my address is public, right? Just basically putting in general information that's very known about me already on the internet, right? And just putting in these false claims. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I basically finally just told YouTube, stop this. I didn't authorize any of this. Stop it right now. So I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully they will cancel it all. Or I actually told them, if they actually want to talk about it in a conversation, call me. Because I'd be very happy to talk to anyone at YouTube about these people impersonating me illegally. Because not one of these claims has ever been legit. All that stuff that apparently has been taken down in my name was not me, you know. So hopefully something good will come of this, but I don't know. This just happened this morning. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know if there's any updates. Fair enough? Okay. So everybody, outside of that, let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the positivity coming in the future, the fun stuff. Today, I'm back to streaming. And again, knock on wood, nothing goes wrong. Nothing will hinder me, hopefully, today from streaming. I hope. I'm not saying 100% because there's no guarantees in this life. We all know that. But hopefully, everything goes according to plan today and we can have a fun, full day of gameplay streams. All right? So, let's talk about that. Ghost of Tsushima. At this point, I'm about 8 hours into the game. I love the game. I've basically, the last 2 sessions, been completely immersed in just exploring the world and doing missions that I come up against when I'm just exploring, which are pretty much all side content. You know, I don't think that in the last, 6 hours I've played, I don't think I've done a single piece of story. I think it's all been side content, and I love it. The graphics of this game are insanely outstanding. You know, I said, oh, Last of Us 2 looks photorealistic. This game is just so beautiful. The environments they designed are, the most beautiful I think I've ever seen in a video game. No exaggeration. They're that good. The gameplay is great. I love the actual combat, right? Is so good. I seriously, so far don't have a complaint. Maybe I will, because, whenever you play an open world game, you're going to find glitches and bugs and things. But, even the loading times are good. The loading times for an open world game are good. I don't know how they pulled this off, but Sucker Punch did some kind of wizardry. Um, but man, this game is good. So I can't wait, and I'm so disappointed that this last weekend I only got to play it a few times. I was supposed to be way further into the game at this point. But that's life, I guess, right? We're going to move forward positively. Today, a full stream of Ghost of Tsushima right here. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited. Understand, this game is apparently really long, so this is going to be a gameplay through that I'm going to be doing for weeks. And I'm okay with that because I'm loving the game. I hope you guys feel the same. And you guys are ready for Ghost of Tsushima fun. Okay? Tonight, the late stream is going to be Paper Mario and the Origami King. Now, I know originally this was not what the schedule was supposed to be. This week I was supposed to balance main gameplay streams of Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario with late night chill stuff, but I lost so much gameplay over this last weekend. I was supposed to be 8 hours into Mario. I've only played 2 hours, all right, because of all the nonsense. So I really have to tear into Mario in a major way because I'm so far behind. So tonight, the late stream will be Paper Mario. I hope you guys will join me for that. The first stream was fun. It was chill and fun. Was it challenging? No, not at all. But it was very entertaining. I had a good time with it. So I hope you guys will join me for that later tonight on the late stream. Okay? Tomorrow is a special day. The reason tomorrow, Thursday, is special is because Microsoft is doing their special event where they're basically going to be talking about games coming up, in particular games that are supposed to make you want to buy the Xbox Series X. Although the fact that Phil Spencer came out and said, oh, well, just so you know, there are no Xbox Series X exclusives coming out for like 2 years. I don't necessarily know how that's going to sell their console. I think that's kind of like not going to sell their console. It's basically saying you don't need to buy it. Really weird. I don't understand. Like, see what I'm confused. I really am. I guess we're going to see what happens. But tomorrow is the event. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Now, normally I don't start my stream till 10:15. Here's what we're going to do. All right? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early so I can be here at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., I'll be here with a coffee in hand and a notepad, and we're going to watch that conference together. All right? I'm going to host it here on my channel, and we're going to watch it here live together. I'm going to be taking notes, and then after it ends, I'll be going live on the stream with my recap and reactions special, which I usually do for E3 press conferences, and essentially that's what this conference really is. It's probably what they would have presented at E3 last month. So we're going to be doing that together. My recap and reactions, probably talking with you guys about your thoughts about what you thought about it right after as a live stream. Okay, then when that's done, I'm going to probably take a quick break, but then I'm going to switch over and play Ghost of Tsushima as the main stream, all right? So the Ghosts of Tsushima stream will happen. I'm basically not going to be doing any kind of a pre-stream tomorrow. We just don't have time for it. With the Microsoft event and then me wanting to start gameplay, we're not going to have any time for a pre-stream, all right? So that's that. No pre-stream tomorrow. It's just going to be content, and more content, okay? Tomorrow night, will be more Mario. Okay, the late night stream tomorrow will be Mario. Friday will be a special event as long as things go according to plan. What I mean by that is Friday we have scheduled the 200 Vest Streak celebration. All right? Very good stuff. I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. What are we doing during this Vest Streak celebration? So many different things. First of all, a live DSP tries it. I have decided what it's going to be, but I am not going to reveal here what it's going to be. I'm going to make it be a surprise. If time allows, there may even be 2 DSP tries it. So we're going to see what happens. Okay? But at least 1 live DSP tries it on Friday. I can promise you guys the reveal of something new on the stream. There will be a reveal. All right? In addition, there will be a major segment where I'll be going through the gaming schedule for the rest of 2020. And during that segment, I am going to be talking about all the games coming out this year that have release dates and the ones that I'm interested in playing. So this will give us a perspective on what exactly you can expect on my streams and content for the rest of the whole year. Okay? In addition, there'll probably be a segment where Jasper will come in here and hang out with us for a bit. There's definitely going to be a live Q&A segment where we just kind of talk and interact and have fun and hang out. And then time permitting, you know, we'll see what else we have time for. Maybe we'll go back and watch some of those music remix videos, and I'll do some commentary to them. We'll see. But that's a pretty lengthy amount of stuff already that we're going to be doing during the special event. That's going to be the main stream on Friday. Friday night will be my weekly throwback Street Fighter session, where I'll be playing 2 hours of old school Street Fighter. So I hope you will join me for that. Coming up Friday night. Okay? Then on Saturday, going back to regularly scheduled gameplay, more Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario. All right? Now, basically for you know, Saturday or Sunday, Monday, I don't really want to say anything yet. I mean, my expectation is that I'm going to like Ghost of Tsushima so much, I'm going to want to keep playing it every day as the main stream. And that's fine with me because I'm so far behind. You guys, I'm not kidding. Yesterday, as my day off from streaming, I'm already so behind on this game. I go on social media and I got people who I like follow, and they're like, "Oh, I just platinumed the game." I was like, "You platinumed the game? I barely got to play." I was like so crushed. I'm like, now listen, I know this is a first world problem because people told me as much on Twitter. "Oh, it's a first world problem, bro." Yeah, no shit. Twitter is a first world app. People in the third world countries don't use Twitter to complain about stuff. Genius. But anyway, I was just so frustrated. I'm like, dude, this game is like one of the best I've played in so long. And I was so held up from playing it all weekend. People are platinum the goddamn game. And I haven't barely played. I've barely scratched the surface of this. Okay? So anyway, I am so excited to keep playing this game. I hope you guys have been liking the playthrough so far and excited for way more. I'll be playing it all weekend. All right? That's what I'm thinking. And then, will I balance it with Mario every single night this weekend? I don't know. The thing is, I definitely want to get back to Deadly Premonition 2. You know, that was a playthrough that I played for a week, and we got pretty far in it. I would actually say I think we're probably in the final third of it. And it's a quirky-ass game. It's very friggin' weird. Of course, it runs like shit. Did you guys hear? It actually got patched. Yeah, Deadly Premonition 2 got a patch. So it might actually run better now. I don't know. I haven't gotten the patch and tested it, but they actually patched it. So maybe we could play it, and it actually will be like 10 frames per second instead of 5. Right? I guess we'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to maybe play some of that over the weekend too. I don't know. All right, but we'll find out. All right, we'll see what happens over the weekend. My plan is to focus on Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario, and if we want to break it up with some variety, maybe throw in some Deadly Premonition or something like that. Okay? That's my plan for the week. Now, next week is the final week of July. And originally my plan was that I was going to play Destroy All Humans Remastered. They remade the game or whatever, like completely remade it for modern consoles. And it was my plan that we were going to play that next week. But I get the feeling now, you know, everything's so screwed up because of losing out on like 3+ days of streaming that I might not play it right away. We might hold off and save it until I've gotten far enough into the current new releases that I'm playing. Maybe I finish up Deadly Premonition 2, and then maybe I'll consider jumping in there and starting to play it, because there's no way I want to be juggling too many games at once. So I'm probably going to be holding off on that, at least for now, I think. And see what happens, okay? Now, in addition to everything I'm talking about, there's other stuff going on right now, guys. There's other stuff going on. Let's talk. So, if you guys aren't aware, first of all, we hit the Tier 2 sub goal the other day. Right now, we have lost a few subs and we're at 760. But we did hit the Tier 2 sub goal of 765 subs the other day. In fact, we exceeded it. Okay? So, that means for the upcoming Viewer's Choice special event, there will be 2 full game playthroughs that are going to happen right here live on stream. Alright? You guys now have the ability to vote. And I apologize because I created this poll for you guys to start voting over the weekend. And man, did it just get, you know, overshadowed and brushed under the rug. And I didn't get to mention it because, as you know, with all the crap that happened this last weekend, we were so thrown off, right? So now, it's back, all right? The poll is back. What you do, you type !Viewer's Choice into the stream chat, all right? Or wait every 15 minutes or so, and then the link will post itself up in the stream chat as well. Please vote. Now, here's the way that works. The top 2 games in the poll are going to be played as full playthroughs on my streams, all right? There's 10 games in the running. And I think, I'm trying to remember exactly, there was a situation where there might have been a tie for the 10th, but there was a reason why I couldn't play one of them, and I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, there's such a variety of games in here. We've got finish up Nier Automata and do the other runs. We've got play Manhunt, Batman Arkham City from the Batman Arkham collection. We've got, dude, there's so many games in there. It's just such a huge variety. Danganronpa V3, Max Payne 2. You know, and the thing is, all these games that were in there, I'm like, they'd all be pretty interesting. But I just want to let you guys, please vote if you can. And by the way, you can vote for more than one game. Please do. You're supposed to vote for at least 2 anyway. Please vote for as many of the games you would definitely like to see me play as a playthrough on the stream. All right, the more votes we get, the better. And just to let everybody know, there will not be any false voting. I have not had a chance, obviously, with all the shit going on, to look at the voting yet. But last time around, we had some idiots who were trying to basically cheat the voting by making a bunch of bot accounts. Excuse me. And having those bot accounts do fake votes. All right? Well, I can see those accounts, and I can negate those votes. I did last time, and we got some bogus shit out of there, and I will do the same exact thing this time if we see it happen. Okay? Alexander Rossi actually said, vote for Skate 3. Yeah, Skate 3 is in there. I mean, it's just a wild selection of games. In fact, I think I have it open. Hold on. I think I actually have it open, and I can just read to you guys the game selections. Here it is. Okay. So, Nier Automata doing B, C, and E runs. Basically, that means, like, going through the game and doing the alternate runs. Because, remember, when you replay the game, it's different plot lines with different characters. So, it would be that. That's one option. Hollow Knight. I forgot about that. Hollow Knight's in the running. Divinity Original Sin 2, which was originally a PC exclusive game, and then finally they ported it to consoles, but no one really asked me for it then. Skate 3, Astral Chain. If you remember, Astral Chain was that game that came out last year that a lot of people were interested at that time, but I just kind of glossed over it, didn't play it. Manhunt, and I'll be honest here. Excuse me. There we go. That feels better. I cleared out my throat. I'll be honest here. Manhunt, I don't know how that's going to go. I think a lot of people forgot I already played it. I did play Manhunt during a Halloween marathon years ago, and I didn't like it. I basically thought the game was very outdated. It's basically a game with stealth elements to take down a bunch of killers that are on the loose, and you're trying to survive or whatever, and I didn't really like it. I thought that, sadly, it just felt like a really outdated game. If they remade that game and made it more modernized or whatever, maybe I would like it, but I didn't enjoy it. So, I don't know. I mean, listen, the voting is the voting. And if people vote for something, even if I don't like it, I'm going to try to play it. But, you know, I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy it. Sadly, I would think out of all the games listed here, Manhunt would probably be the one game I wouldn't enjoy. Not to say that I would know about Astral Chain or Skate 3 or Divinity Original Sin or Hollow Knight. I haven't played those games, but like Manhunt, I've played, and I know I don't like it. So, if it ends up winning, it ends up winning. I'm going to play it. I'm going to stick to my word. I just be pretty disappointed because I know I don't like that game. Okay? Alright, but what else is in there? Max Payne 2. Like I said, Batman Arkham City Remastered from the collection, the Remaster Collection. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. My God, ever since I played Metroid Prime 1 on the Wii U many years ago, I remember that was a summertime playthrough, okay, that I played during a time when there was nothing going on, and people were urging me, you never played the Metroid Prime games, you got to try it out. I really liked Metroid Prime 1, although because there's so much backtracking, a lot of people thought that it was full of kind of a lot of boredom. Back then, I wasn't doing interactive streams, so as I backtracked, I wasn't talking to you guys. You know, now I'm doing interactive streaming. It'll be all about us hanging out and having fun and talking. So I think Metroid Prime 2 would be a much better playthrough than the first one actually was. And of course, Danganronpa V3. That's a game that, you know, years ago it came out as a new release, but the timing was kind of. Let me put it this way: you guys wanted me to play Danganronpa V1 and V2 collection, and I did. And then V3 came out, and I was like, guys, there's no way that within like a year I can play 3 of these games. It's insane at this point. It's way too many. But now might be a good time for it. It's been years later, right? So, there you go. Those are the 10 choices. Please vote. Please vote for at least 2. It would be pretty foolish because 2 games are going to be full playthroughs. Please vote for at least 2 of those games. What I will probably do is that this coming weekend, I will check in on the poll and see how it's doing, and also look for fake votes. Because sadly, like I said, there were a lot of fake votes last time that were trying to skew the polls, and once I cleared it up, man, did the polls dramatically shift, and we ended up with a playthrough of Banjo-Tooie, as well as the ongoing Fire Emblem Three Houses playthrough I'm doing right now, and that's why I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of this one, okay? So, please vote, all right? Fair enough? All right. So that's good stuff. That's what's going on with the schedule. That's what's going on with the Viewer's Choice event. That's what's going on with everything, okay? Outside of all that, really the only thing that's going on right now is basically Ubisoft is imploding, all right? Over the past couple of weeks, so much negative press on Ubisoft as a game development company, basically internal stories being revealed of sexual misconduct, misogynistic practices, and really messed up stuff. So yesterday, all these stories came out that over the course of the last 10 years that Assassin's Creed basically became their biggest franchise, that people were trying to push for different kinds of protagonists, different kinds of characters in the games, and the upper management of Ubisoft, including the guy who was the head creative guy who they just fired for sexual misconduct, apparently, all right, basically just said, no, we're shooting down any idea that the main character of an Assassin's Creed game would be anything other than a white male, a straight white male, because that's what sells. That's the alpha male mentality, and that's what's going to sell games for us. If you have a main character that's anything else but a straight white male, you will kill the game, and therefore we need to just have that, okay? What on earth? You know, like, first of all, my feeling here is variety is the spice of life, all right? And to me, doing the same exact thing over and over and over, you know what I mean? You're going to eventually get stale. And to me, that's kind of what happened. Like, if you look at the history of Assassin's Creed games, the Assassin's Creed 2 trilogy was good. And then the Assassin's Creed 3, I didn't really like. I thought the protagonist was very poorly created. In fact, the guy who you play with the first half of the game, the villain, is actually more interesting than the protagonist. Okay? Assassin's Creed 4, you play as a pirate, and I forgot his name, was it Edward Kenway or something like that? And he's pretty interesting. But then after that, I'm serious about this, I couldn't even tell you who the characters are moving forward, because they all kind of blend into each other as identical. That's when the games really got really watered down and not very interesting. Now, by the way, I'm not saying that they never needed to have a straight white male as a protagonist. I'm saying they literally did the same thing over and over and over and over, to the point where the games were coming out every year. They felt like you were playing the same game. You know, like, it just kind of, they all blended into each other as similar experiences. So, of course, the franchise was going to get stagnant. So this guy who's the head of creative creative control at Ubisoft was basically a jackass, didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And it sounds to me like he was single-handedly responsible for running the Assassin's Creed franchise into the ground. Oh, by the way, he was also, you know, having sexual misconduct stuff going on all the time. And they brushed it under the rug. So, you know, that being said, all this is coming out finally, because with the whole Me Too movement, and now you've got this whole movement of let's get rid of this kind of culture in game development that's going on right now. I mean, it's going on everywhere. It's going on with content creators, game development, everywhere. It was exposed that all this stuff was happening within Ubisoft, and now all these people have come out with their stories in the last couple days. Yeah, I worked there, and it was a nightmare, because every time we had a creative idea, we would throw it at this guy, and if it wasn't his, like, frat boy idea of something that was good for a game, he would shoot it down. It was infamous in the company if you spoke up against this guy and his mentality. Basically, you would kind of be, like chastised or demoted. That's what happened to one woman. She said she had this idea she presented him and got demoted for presenting an idea that was different than what was the cookie cutter idea of what was good at Ubisoft. Basically pretty shitty. You know, that's really shitty. And, you know, all being exposed. Now, of course, Ubisoft is really on the hot seat. They had a call today, this morning, with investors. And on the investors' call, everyone knows Yves Guillemot, the head of Ubisoft, was basically answering questions and stuff. one of the first things he says is they're going to have a new culture at the company where people will actually have bonuses incentivized for having an inclusive, culture and not to have these horrible things happen at their company. To which I laugh and I say, gee, Eve, so that means you're receiving no bonus this year because you were in charge when all that shit happened and you didn't prevent any of it, right? Yeah, right. What are the chances that he'll take no bonus this year? Fuck. Right? Yeah, right. We all know how these corporate bigwigs work. He'll probably get the biggest bonus of everyone at the whole fucking company. Apparently someone directly asked him on the call, what role are you taking for responsibility for this whole thing? Because you're in charge. And he basically answered, well, obviously, he didn't directly answer the question. He kind of dodged it. But he basically said that there were people that he put in positions of power that he trusted, and apparently that trust was misused. So instead of saying, yeah, it's my fault because it happened on my watch, he says, oh, it's everyone else's fault because I trusted them, and they basically, did the wrong thing. To which I say, of course, bullshit. When you're in charge of a company, you're responsible for what happens under that company. The fact that this wasn't like, oh, there was one or two isolated cases going on, and I wasn't aware of it. So, I take no responsibility. This is your whole company was based off of this. The creative director of all of your games had an insanely stupid frat boy misogynistic attitude and ran Assassin's Creed into the fucking ground because of it. And you're going to take no responsibility. Do you even look at your games? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do then? Sit around with a thumb up your ass all day and pretend to do work? Because I would think that's what the CEO is supposed to fucking do. The guy's an asshole. Okay, now, the other thing that came out was apparently, recently, in recent years, some of the Assassin's Creed games that have come out that actually did have female leads, either were supposed to have even more female leads involved, or there was cases where the games were made to have more than one lead, so that, again, going in line with what this guy, the directive creator, said. So, for example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was only supposed to have Cassandra, the female lead, as the main character. That was the idea. She was the main character. And apparently the other guy, and I forget his name because I didn't even play as him, but apparently he was always supposed to be the villain. It wasn't supposed to be you have the option to choose the guy or the woman and then play the opposite plotline. It was supposed to be Cassandra was the main character. But this guy, the director, was such a dick, was like, no, fuck that. We need a male main character who's as well. We can't just have the female. See, it's fucking stupid. And again, I want you to understand, guys, it's not all extreme one way or the other. Just because I'm supporting the fact that I think there should have been more variety and this guy shouldn't have been in charge, doesn't mean that I think every game should have been a female lead and every game should have been a minority character as a lead. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. You understand that, right? What I'm saying is there should have been more variety and you should have had someone more competent in charge. And certainly you shouldn't have had people demoted for promoting ideas that weren't in line with this guy's frat boy mentality. Okay? So please understand that. And I hope that you guys get what I'm saying. So anyway, all this has happened coming out at Ubisoft. And you got to wonder, what's going to happen now moving forward with this company? Right? What's going to happen? I don't know. I guess we're going to see, right, moving forward. Will they have more diversity in not only their characters, but the way that they design their games, will this affect their games in a big way, in a positive way, in a negative way? The way I see it, the same guy's in charge, right? This is like saying, so you knew there was something wrong with your company for years and years and years. You brushed it under the rug. The same guy's in charge. This reminds me of the Evo situation. Mr. Wizard, accused and apparently publicly admitting of having all kinds of pedophiliac actions many years ago. But his buddies, the Cannons, who own Evo, knew about this and put him in charge. They didn't care. They brushed it under the rug for years and years and years. In fact, it was kind of a running joke in the Street Fighter community that we knew that Mr. Wizard used to do this shit, but no one really talked about it because no one had any evidence of anything. It finally comes out, let's throw Mr. Wizard out of Evo. Okay, that's great. But I don't care because the same people still own it. The same people who were in charge and knew about this activity for 20 years still run the event. So why the fuck do I care if you threw the guy out? I don't want anything to do with the event, right? And it's kind of the same thing here. So I knew that I had these really bad people in my company, but I just allowed the behavior to happen. I'm supposed to believe that the guy in charge of the company didn't fucking know all these years. Yeah, right. So either you're completely inept at what you do, right? Either you're completely 100% inept at your job and you should step down, or you knew what was happening and you should step down. So there's no situation where this guy should remain in charge anyway, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but the whole thing just reeks. It just reeks. I Heart Darts, yeah, everyone back in the day knew that Mr. Wizard did that shit. It's true. There was always rumors about it. There was always rumors from people who knew the rumored stories from Sunnyvale Golfland. And they always circulated around the community, but no one had any proof of anything. That was the thing. You always hear these things like, well, it's all hearsay, maybe it's just gossip or whatever. But, no one ever stepped forward with concrete proof or stating their story. So because of that, nothing ever got done until, what, last month? Right? Okay. So anyway, it is what it is. We'll see if there's any active change at Ubisoft going forward. That's the hot story for today. Okay? Alright, let's now get to shoutouts, guys. Let's give shoutouts to those who have contributed today on the stream. We'll start updating the leaderboards. First of all, thank you to Golden Colts who did some cheering yesterday when I was not here. I appreciate that, Golden Colts. And then he cheered about an hour before the stream even started this morning as well, so thank you for that. The first official cheer of the stream was from Shui1994, who did a 50-bit cheer. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. 50 bits. Okay. Alright, he says the following. One thing I haven't been able to understand is so many people hate on you, or hated on you in the past because they thought you were taking money from people when you were filthy rich. Now, since everything has come out about your financial situation this year, how could those people still hate you? Obviously, you wouldn't be going through all this if you were rich. They have to feel kind of stupid. Because those people didn't actually dislike me for valid reasons. Those people just dislike me. You understand? They don't actually need a logical or factual justification. It's an emotional feeling. It wouldn't matter what the truth of any situation was. They're just going to dislike me. In fact, a lot of those people have communities based around shitting on me and my life and my content. You understand? There's an entire fucking forum set up where these people just sit there and talk about me all day long. Yeah, that's not an exaggeration. There's streamers who all they do is restream my content. The only reason they have a following on the internet is because of me. See? So it wouldn't have mattered that their narrative for years and years that Phil's a liar and a scammer. He says that he's in financial trouble and he needs people's help, and he talks about it on stream to get people to contribute, and they do, but then he's rich and he's hoarding the money. Now it all comes out, it was all false. It was all bullshit all along. What I was telling you was true. What I was telling you is that, yeah, I had so much debt, all my money got pissed away to debt, and there was nothing I could do. Right now, yeah, a bankruptcy went through, and now I'm trying to basically desperately save up enough money to fix my tax situation. There's so much going on, but that's what people don't understand is they just think that, like, oh, Phil streams and that money is all cash money to just spend on whatever he wants. No. It's good. It's already basically accounted for years that I couldn't even pay taxes because I was in such financial dire straits, and it's going to take me a long time to get out of the hole that I dug myself. It is. It's going to take me a long-ass time. But you guys are helping me concretely. You guys are supporting me, and you guys are, helping with everything that you do. I want you to understand that. Basically, now there may be a light at the end of the tunnel, which is, I've never been able to say that before. But now it looks like there may actually be a light at the end of the tunnel for me. Okay? So that being said, yeah. So the narrative, it's called moving the goalpost. The narrative was always, Phil's a liar and a scammer. He scams everyone. He scams his friends. He scams his viewers. He scam, and he's filthy rich, and people still fall for the scam. Then I filed for bankruptcy, and all of a sudden, all the shit I've been saying over the years has been proven as concretely true. And now the narrative is, oh, Phil's terrible with his money, and Phil blew all his money, and Phil's, don't give him money because he's a black hole. See? The narrative changes. to something to fit their purposes. They can't admit that they were wrong. So instead, they turn it into another negative about me so they can continue to do their crazy shit on their forums, to do their insane, messed up stuff and their illegal restreams. This is what they do. It wouldn't matter what happened to me in my life. They still would not like me or admit fault. They would just continue on with the harassment because it allows them to guilt-free do fucked up stuff on a daily basis, continue their crazy communities of nonsense, and essentially get their whatever positivity they get out of doing what they do. You know what I mean? They'll just, and they justify it for the weird. It used to be the justification was because I was a scammer. Now it's, oh, well, you see, you shouldn't support him because he's not good with money. It's like, wait, what? Wait, what? You changed your whole story, but yet you justify the same actions with a different. It doesn't even make sense. Logical people would look at this and say, this is stupid. This doesn't make any sense, you know. But sadly, that's what the reality we live in. These people aren't normal people to begin with. People who do this kind of online constant hate, harassment are not normal people who are well adjusted. These people have problems to begin with that they're even wasting their time doing it. So it's not shocking to know that even though their entire case for hating on me for the years was blown apart this year, they have other reasons now. It's moving the goalpost, and I don't ever expect it will ever end, because as long as they can find a way to benefit from doing these heinous actions, they're going to keep doing them. Dancing Lucifer, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Dancing Lucifer. I appreciate the support. Golden Colts cheered, says Pro Gamer Tip. Vote Max Payne 2 for the viewer's choice. So there you go. Golden Colts wants to see Max Payne 2. I'd be interested in Max Payne 2. People say it's the best Max Payne. I played Max Payne 3 when it was a new release. I thought it was terrible and full of bugs. I played Max Payne 1, and I actually thought it was a fun game, albeit a very dated game, but a pretty fun game. So I would probably really enjoy Max Payne 2 if it did win. But that's up to you guys to decide, not me. So please vote on the viewer's choice event. Captain K-Man resubscribed for 29 months. It says, you ever call a 1-900 Nintendo number back in the day to figure out how to beat a game? You would have liked doing that for a job back then. First of all, no, I would not have liked doing that for a job. I would never want to be a game tips counselor. It was a scam. For those who don't know, all of those 1-900 numbers from like the 1990s were scams. Here's what would happen. You'd call the number, and they would immediately start billing you, and it was some exorbitant price, like $4.99 for the first 5 minutes, and then like $2-3 each additional minute. So if you had like a 30-minute phone call trying to get counseling for a game, it would cost you, no exaggeration, like $50 or something crazy. You'd be paying the price of the game to get a tip on how to play the game. That's how crazy it was. All right? So you'd call one of these numbers, and the first thing that would happen, it would be like, I'm not even kidding, like 3-4 minutes of an automated advertisement would play. Thank you for calling the Nintendo Tips Line. Oh, it's me, Mario. I hope you play my game, and I'll help you with blah, blah, blah. So all this nonsense would play, and you'd be paying for it, even though it's not what you called for. Then they would go through a menu that was automated. So to even get to the game you want, you would have to listen to, like, I'm not kidding, 5 to 10 minutes of an automated menu talking to get to what you wanted the tips on. So, okay, I want Legend of Zelda. That's the game I'm looking for. Well, guess what? You have to listen to all the games, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, to get to the Legend of Zelda. Or even if they have a shortcut, okay, get to the one that starts with T. Oh, well, guess what? They categorized it by Z, so now you're in the wrong one. You got to listen to all the things in T. Oh, it's not there. Now I got to go back to the main menu, try to get to the Z's, right? So finally, once you go through all of this, all right, once you go through all of this, finally you would get a counselor on the line, and the counselor would have basically a call center list of shit they had to say that would delay your call. So that you would eventually, don't get me wrong, you would eventually get the tip that you wanted, but it would take like, you should get it in like 3 minutes, and it would take you like 35 minutes. So again, it would, instead of a $5 call, it's a $50 phone call. And this is what the whole thing was, a scam that they ran to do this. Pretty messed up. You know, pretty messed up, but that's how it was. It was infamous all over. You know, people talked about it all the time, how it was a running scam. So Did I ever call it? I think I did once. I'm trying to remember. You know, when I was a kid, it was a long time ago. I swear to God, I think I called it once. I couldn't tell you what game I called it for. I have no recollection. See, back then, there weren't even really strategy guides for video games. Keep in mind, there was no internet to go on to look stuff up. It was just, yeah, you had to figure it out yourself or hear it from a friend. Or if you subscribed to, like, Nintendo Power Magazine and they had an expose on a game with tips, you could use that. But mostly, there wasn't much you could do in regards to learning stuff about games. So that's why people would do these crazy things, call this thing, and end up paying an insane amount of money. So I remember I bought a strategy guide for Super Mario World at a software store. And I mean that. It wasn't a game store. It was a PC software and accessory store. Just happened to have a book that was a guide for Super Mario World. No pictures. It was all text. But the book helped me tremendously in playing Super Mario World and finding the secret worlds and stuff. And that's how I played that game. But I know there was a game that I was stuck on, and I couldn't tell you what it was. But I know I was stuck on a certain part. I really wanted help. I ended up calling this thing and paying like a ton of money and getting no help. And I was like, this is a waste of everyone's time. I'm never doing that ever again. Super Blind Man is resubscribed for 62 months. 62 months, dude. He says, hey there, DSP, showing up with some positive vibes and high fives for you, given all the nonsense lately. I hope that you have a great stream today and a great day as well. Let those kunai fly. Me too. Again, I don't want to jinx it. I'm hoping for the best today, because you never know. Like I said, at any day, anything could possibly happen at this point. But I'm hoping for a normal stream day today where we just get to enjoy games all day long and have a good time, because I really like Ghost of Tsushima, and I want to keep playing it and enjoying it, and I hope nothing goes wrong. Thank you for the support, and good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Excuse me. Rob on Wheels is our today's first tipper. $10 tip. He says, let's try again, shall we? Welcome back, dude. Thank you, Rob. I know he tried this the other day, and then more nonsense happened. Thank you, Rob, for the first tip of the day. First step towards hitting the vest goal and continuing that and getting that special event happening on Friday. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. And thanks for sticking in there and supporting and being patient. Hopefully, today finally pays off. Frooks, resubscribed for 3 months. Says, hey, Phil, happy to see you back up, King. Or happy to see you back again, King. Thank you, Frooks. Appreciate that. Alexander Rossi cheered to say, everyone vote for Skate 3. Yes. He wants everyone to vote for Skate 3. Remember, Golden Colts wants everyone to vote for Max Payne 2. Just some suggestions from people with that viewer's choice voting. There you go. Kyle just resubscribed for 11 months. And he says, today's my birthday, and it's our 11-month anniversary, so be a dear heart and don't piss off the trolls today. As I said, my attitude now is, let's just forget about this last weekend. Let's just have fun today. All right? Let's move on positively and forget about all that crap and put it in the past. As I always do with these hurdles that I come across, we push forward positively and say, to hell with the nonsense. Right? That's how we should approach it. Fair enough? Excuse me. Gorilla X Pimp cheered and said, hey, DSP, any chance we can get a DK64 redemption run? Have you ever played Hulk Ultimate Destruction? Here's some bits. No, I'm never playing DK64 ever again. In fact, I'm going to pretend like the game doesn't exist because it's that bad. I never want to play it ever again. I've never played any major Hulk game. So, no, I've never played. I remember, if you guys remember many years ago, during the summer months when there were no new releases, which is very different than how it was this year, but there used to be nothing new going on in the summer. And I would try to do like marathons. And I remember one summer I did a Spider-Man marathon, one summer I did a Batman marathon, and one summer people wanted me to do stuff for the Avengers. And Hulk Ultimate Destruction was one of the games I was considering playing because people had actually said that it was quite good. Now, by the way, this was a long time ago. This was before I even did direct capture. Okay, so I think I was gonna get it on like PS2 or something like that. But no, it never happened. I never played it. But a lot of people have told me that it's quite good. Pissing Demon resubscribed for 31 months. Thank you, Pissing Demon. Appreciate the ongoing support. Simon Ga or Simon GGA, I don't know how to pronounce it. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Simon, for the support. Ryan did a 101-bit cheer to become the top cheer of the day. Says, I just got here. How's your day off? It was good. Albeit pretty tiring because I had to get up super early. I need to get my grocery shopping. Oh, see, I forgot to tell this. I had to get my grocery shopping done before the Comcast business guy got here to install my new modem and change my IP. And that meant I had to get up like really early, but I had to rush because the way it works here is my local all the grocery stores around here are doing this thing. Only senior citizens can shop from 7 to 8 a.m. They won't let everyone else in until 8 a.m. But the Comcast guy was scheduled to come between 9 and 11. So I was like, damn, I got to get in that door right around 8. And I need to shop and hurry up and get done and get home and everything before the guy arrives. So, no lie, I go there, I shop in the morning. I am driving home. And as I am about to pull up to the front gate of my community, the Comcast guy is there in his van, calls me on my phone, and says, I'm here. I'm like, I'm behind you in my car. He's like, what? He turns around, I wave to him like, yeah, that's me. Hold on, I'll open the gate. So, we drove in together, and basically I told him, all right, I'll let you in. And basically I was with this guy for about half an hour, 40 minutes, got everything, set up, and then I had to bring my groceries in. So my groceries sat in the trunk of my car for about 40 minutes because I had to get the modem and everything done first. But the good news is I have like refrigerated bags and stuff, so even though it sat there, the cold stuff didn't melt because I had bags to keep stuff cool and everything. But it was pretty crazy. The guy shows up like right away. I was like, he was 5 minutes early. So yeah, but everything got done in a timely manner. And then my wife and I, spent some time together during the day, going out and doing stuff that we needed to do, some stuff we needed for around the house, etc. It was a very hot day. It was high 80s Fahrenheit. So one of our hotter summer days this year. And now actually the next 2 to 3 days is supposed to cool down. But then next week, again for my day off, it's supposed to be hot again. So it's like whenever it's hot or whenever it's time for me to have a day off, it's going to be steaming hot. Great. But anyway, that's that. That's what happened. And it was a fun day. It was a fun day. Despite the fact that there was some frustrating stuff going on. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Lunaba. Give it a subscription. First of all, he gifted a sub to Bodie992. And then he gifted a sub to Meldon-X3. Congratulations to those people. India's Superpower 2020 did 100-bit cheers. Says, you aren't a scammer who's terrible with money. I mean, what I would say is, am I terrible with money? No. I just made some really bad decisions when I moved out here, assuming that I was going to continue to make the same amount of money. And that's the problem is I didn't. If I continued to make the same amount of money, because, my YouTube channel not getting fucked up and everything, I would have been okay. But I overspent on credit and then basically didn't make enough money to keep up with the payments on everything because I saw a giant dip in income due to trolling activities. Okay? That's really what happened. Am I a scammer? Of course not. Everything I've told you guys is true, except for very few cases where I was trying to protect my own family's well-being. Like, for example, no, I didn't tell you that when I was going out to visit my parents last year that I was getting married when I was out there, because chances are these shitheads would have probably tried to swat the fucking wedding and do all kinds of fucked up stuff. I wanted to protect my family members. So that's why I didn't do that. But, for the most part, everything I tell you guys on stream, especially when it's in relation to this business and everything, is 100% true. That's also why I don't tell you guys a lot about my private life at all anymore, right? So there you go. Now, nothing I just said says anything about being compulsive about wasting money, and someone just assaulted me. So, okay, fuck off. Well, I literally just explained. When I moved out here, I overspent. I racked up a ton of debt on credit cards, expecting I was going to be able to pay them off within 2 years. Then my income took a giant hit because of trolling activity. And because of that, I couldn't pay off the credit cards. And then the interest exploded. I took out loans to try to pay off those credit cards. I couldn't pay the loans off. It just got worse and worse and exponentially worse. And then when I got to a point where it looked like things were going to get better, then I found out I've been doing my taxes wrong for 3 years because my tax attorney screwed me over. So then that compounded it. It was just thing after thing after thing. And there was no way to get out of it. That's what happened. That has nothing to do with compulsively spending, you fucking idiot. There was no compulsion of spending. What a dunce. Anyway, let's continue. Hold on, I misclicked here. Shui, 1994, cheered again. He says, I probably shouldn't have brought it up, but I was curious your thoughts about it. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, Blanca Balls tipped me $2. Said, real talk, you stayed true to yourself, had fun, made mistakes, and grew as a result. Evo and Ubisoft only change because they will go broke otherwise. There's no real growth behind it, only damage control. Stay chill, you will endure. Yeah, it's interesting to see how all these companies react to this stuff these days. Just like when the Black Lives Matter movement became a big thing, all of a sudden every major corporation decided they had to put out some generic statement about it. Although when you actually look at a lot of these companies, their culture doesn't actually promote anything like that. You know? So, I don't know, you always got to take these things by companies, these actions and these statements with a grain of salt, and understand a lot of the times they're just doing it to try to save their own ass. Timbo Slice Cheers says, Microsoft by mistake might have leaked Xbox Series X release date by posting a launch title release date of November 13th. Looks like we're going to get the date and price and pre-orders starting soon. Seems like a good date. And I would expect PS5 the week after on November 20th. Interesting. Sadly, I can't do it. Like I said, I can't afford any pre-orders right now. Right now, any money that I got has to go towards this tax situation. So I may be in a situation where I can't get them at launch. There's nothing I can do about that. I guess we'll see what happens. Team Terrorhawk cheered. He says, the first strategy guide I bought was for Super Mario Bros. 3. Cool. You had one before me. I said the first two that I ever bought, one was Super Mario World and one was Final Fantasy 6, which was called Final Fantasy 3 here in the United States. Those were the two first strategy guides I ever owned. Doodly, to me $1.30, says I'm going on hiatus. I'm going to be admitted to a psych ward tomorrow. Okay. Well, you probably don't want to share that information, especially if you're being serious. Thanks for the tip, and I hope you feel better. Seriously, I hope you feel better. All right. Eternal Napalm cheered and said, what are your expectations for Xbox's conference tomorrow? After having such a weak generation and poor showing this year, is it make or break for the Xbox brand? I have no idea. I think that you're going to probably have people who are going to buy the Xbox console no matter what. All right? These people that have been online, or not online, but in line with the Xbox mentality and the Xbox product base for a very long time. And it's not going to matter what they sell, they're going to buy it anyway, right? But are they going to be in line and competing as well, you know, with PlayStation? I don't know. I don't like speculating at all. I don't care. I have no expectations. I just want to see what this is tomorrow. Go into it and just see what it is. And, you know, I'm not one of these people who's going to sit here and hype and speculate and create all this stuff for days on end. We're just going to see what happens tomorrow, okay? Eternal Napalm cheers. It's very important everyone goes and votes for Metroid Prime 2 and Nier Automata's full ending in the Viewer's Choice polls. There you go. That's what Eternal Napalm is rooting for. Free Jerome, resubscribed for 12 months. Says, thanks for the full year of great entertainment. Will you refund subscribers out of pocket if you get permanently banned for DMCA? That's Twitch. Twitch handles that, dude. If let's say, for example, an account gets permanently banned, I'm not going to get that money anyway. You know, there is a delay. I think a lot of people don't know that there's a delay. When people subscribe to a channel, when you get paid for it, it's at least a month of delay. So if an account gets banned and people are going to get, you know, refunds or whatever, that would be 100% on Twitch to be divvying those out. But you don't have to worry about that. It all got cleared up, man. The Paradox cheered. He says, do you think Ghost of Tsushima is going to be Game of the Year? I have no idea. I'm only 8 hours in. But I love it every moment so far. Shui cheered and said, I was just saying sorry. I brought up the original cheer about money. All right, no problem, Shui. Ryan to me $1.30 says, you don't have to explain yourself to stupid trolls trying to make fun of you. Don't let them get you down. Oh, I don't. Again, just another, to me, this is just another weekend that passed of nonsense that we're through, and now we can move forward positively. That's my attitude. So, all right, let's do some shout-outs. Shout out to the following people who've cheered so far this week. Top cheers of the week. We got Low Carb Madman, 10th place. Dooley in 9th place. Mr. Papavera in 8th. Golden Colts in 7th. I Killed Phil in 6th. Atlas Telemon in 5th. Buddhafinger in 4th. Crapcock in 3rd. And a tie for 1st between Shadow the Hedgehog and Rob on Wheels. By the way, relatively low cheering amounts because guess what? I was banned and then DDoSed so much that, there wasn't much opportunity for many people to cheer. So if you're looking to get on the leaderboard and get some recognition for cheering contributions this week, it'd be fairly easy, okay? Top sub gifters of the week. We got Rob on Wheels, who's gifted a single subscription. We've got Rink Dude, who's gifted a single subscription. Lunaba has gifted 2. And Only Ice Coffee gifted a measly 26 subs this week. Of course, I jest. Thank you, all of you, for your support. And, of course, Only Ice Coffee continuing with a very generous sub gifting. Thank you for that. Bill Gates Velcro Wallet. Tip $1.30 says, are you excited to see what 3 exclusive Microsoft has in store for Xbox Series X? Seriously, holy shit. Sea of Thieves was the only successful Microsoft exclusive last gen. How does Xbox still not have exclusives? And by the way, Sea of Thieves wasn't successful. All the sales numbers that Microsoft taunts or flaunts for that game are false because they coincided with the launch of Xbox Game Pass. So basically, no one bought the game. Everyone signed up for the free trial of Xbox Game Pass and got it for free, and Microsoft counted those as sales even though they weren't. That's what I did. That's how I played it. So there you go. Movie Lord says, if someone sent you a PS5 or Xbox Series X in time for launch from your wish list, would that help? I mean, of course. And if those pre-orders do go up, say on Amazon, to pre-order for those consoles, I will put them on my wish list if I can. But who knows if it's going to sell out like immediately, right? That would be tremendously helpful. If someone pre-ordered the consoles for me, obviously that would be amazing. And I'd be very appreciative of that. But who knows what's going to happen here? We're going to see. But yeah, like in regards to Microsoft exclusives, the only one we know is going to happen, Halo Infinite. All right, outside of that, I have no clue what we're about to see tomorrow. I have no idea. Noah Taylor did 100-bit cheers. I hope the stream goes well. I wonder if we'll get jump scared by Jasper again. Who knows? Okay. All right, Doodly, thanks for the $1 tip. And yeah, you probably shouldn't put private information in tip messages and then complain about it after. Because I was just reading without even scanning here. Probably some problems there, dude. I'm just saying. Probably you should think about what you're putting up there. It's private information. You shouldn't then complain that I didn't reveal more private information. Holy crap, dude. Anyway, guys, I think we're good. I think what we will do, we'll take a quick break because I have to use the restroom. And then when we come back from the quick break, it's Ghost of Tsushima. Finally, I get to play a real session. Oh, it's been a while. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Ghost of Tsushima right after the break. Thanks, guys. See you in a couple minutes. And we will start shortly.